Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. I'm Julie, your host, and I'm so delighted you could join us this week. My intention in doing this show is to provide information, insight, and comfort to people all around the world by helping to answer life's unanswerable questions. We're trying a new thing here tonight, and we're going to do video for the callers. So we got a whole bunch of callers on hold, and I was thanking them before we started recording just for being such good sports and good guinea pigs for us to try this out. But it should be really fun. For those of you that are listening on the podcast channels, you know, it'll be the same for you. But for those of you that like to watch it on YouTube, hopefully it's going to be a little more exciting than me just talking in a red room to my, listen, you can see me hearing and listening people. But anyways, well, it's the first Thursday in May, and you know what that means. Drum roll. I'll keep my day job, not go as a drummer. But in order to win a free session with me valued at $250, all you have to do is just leave a review. And the review that was chosen for this month is Maria Finn. And Maria lives in Las Vegas, Nevada. And she says, I give Julie a 5-star review. Adore all her podcasts, all so different and interesting. She's an earth angel. Please keep all the mind-blowing healings coming. I'd adore a session with you. So Maria from Vegas, you've won a free session with me. In order to cash in your prize, all you have to do is just go to AskJulieRyan.com, click on the Ask Julie button, send a note and say, hey, I'm the May winner. And my assistant, Rachel, who is a gift from the angels above, will get in touch with you and we'll find a that works. And then we can talk about whatever you want. We can scan you medically. We can scan your pets. We can talk to your deceased. We can do past life stuff. You know, I'm a buffet of psychicness, so makes it fun. Well, Chris, let's go ahead and go to the phones and see who's joined us this week for this maiden video voyage. Hi, what's your name?
I'm Pamela.
Hi, Pamela. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm sorry about the delay.
Where are you from?
Irvine, California.
Oh, terrific. Okay, great. Well, thanks for joining us. Lovely to see your cute face. Well, you got a question for me?
I do. So my daughter's 9 now, but when she was 2, no, actually, I'll back up one more step. The paternal side of her family has not been in her life since she was 1 year old. And part of that is, as of 2, her paternal grandmother started sending negative energy our way because she's not the best person in the world. And my daughter started having night terrors, crows, mocking, trying to attack her, peck her eyes out. I've done a number of things to protect her energetically, and I've been able to do that mostly. But around 5 or 6, this dark cloud, and I didn't recognize it, but looking back, I can see that 5 or 6 is when it showed up, has been really affecting her. And I call it a dark cloud. I don't see it, but I feel it. And when it decides to descend into her space, she becomes a different child. And it basically feels like she's possessed. But when I try and connect in for her to try and clear her energetic space, it's like it immediately detaches and disappears. And I cannot get a hold on it. And so I have been guided to ask you, because you were one of 2 people that I was guided to that would be able to help me completely clear her space from this.
Okay. So when she started feeling depressed, let's say, what happened when she at 5 or 6 was, and you said there was a behavior change. Explain what you witnessed with her as far as the behavior change.
Basically, she has always been a really smart and articulate child. And I just started noticing major regressions in her overall life. But the biggest thing was that her emotions were something she couldn't handle whatsoever.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
they're big emotions, but they become even bigger and she regresses immediately, to the point where she actually recently got violent around it. And she is such a happy, bright soul. And then it's like a light switch happens. And I don't know who this little soul is because it's not the child that I know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's her name, Pamela?
Her name is Cora Bree. Corabrie, all one word. It means heart protector.
Aw, beautiful. I don't know that I've ever heard that name before. Lovely. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect from you to her. I'll connect to you first. I don't believe in evil spirits. I don't believe in any of that stuff. All spirits are pure light and pure love. So the whole evil spirit thing has been concocted over the millennia by cultures and religions and people in power to try and control the masses with fear. So what I've heard, oh God, countless times, thousands and thousands and thousands of times is evil spirits don't exist. So that's number one. Let's rule that out. Number two, there is such a thing as what's called bioplasmic streamers. And those are like energy cords that connect people to other people. And that's how I connect. You'll hear me say, okay, here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama. And then I'll connect into you in Irvine. And then I'm going to watch a laser beam come from your body and go into Cora Bree, right? Did I say it right? Cora
Yes.
Bree, like brie cheese. Okay. And then I'll have her on my radar and I'll scan her if she gives me permission, just see what's going on. When I'm talking to somebody, Pamela, before I even get somebody on my radar, especially in a medical situation, I start getting what I call divine downloads coming into my head. And a couple of things have come in. Number one, the energetic streamers. That's number one. Number two, 5 or 6, they're starting to get vaccines before they go to school. And I am not an anti-vaxxer, but she hasn't had any vaccines. Great.
Not at all.
She didn't have. Okay, good. Because children's behavior can change when they get vaccines because some of their little immune systems can't tolerate like 7 different inoculations at the same time. So what I always get from spirit is spread them out. Don't let them give 7 or 8, at one time because their little immune system sometimes can't do it, but it causes the behavior that you're describing oftentimes in children. And then the other thing is, what does she eat? What's her diet? What does she like to eat? Is she a chicken nugget, French fry kind of a little girl, or what does she eat?
Actually, she doesn't like to eat meat other than bacon and some fish. And so mostly she loves her vegetables. She loves quinoa. She loves fruit. If she can have it, she'll enjoy fries, but it's not very often. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
She actually eats
All
quite
right.
well.
Yeah. Okay. What kind of good fat is she eating?
We cook with butter. I make smoothies with avocados in them, and she loves those.
Okay.
She doesn't like avocados straight, though.
Yeah. Sounds like you get the Mother of the Year award, girl. Goodness. Wow. You sound like you're a poster child for motherhood here. All right, let me connect into you, and from you, I'll connect into Cora Bree. Here we go. I close my eyes because it helps me focus more. So here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading out to you in OC in Orange County. All right, got you. Going to Cora Bree. Cora Bree, I'm talking to your mommy. Is it okay if I scan you energetically? She goes, sure. Okay. So I'm shooting energy from her feet up through the top of her head. Pamela, have you had a mold issue in your home that you know of?
Not to
Or
the
has
best of my
she?
knowledge.
Okay. She's got mold in her system.
Okay.
And mold is a neurotoxin, so it can
I'm
cause
aware.
behavior that's out of whack. And Orange County, Irvine is not very far from the water. So it may be in her school, but what I'm doing is I'm removing it out of her system. And I'm
Yay.
going up into her brain. If you look at a model of the brain, Pamela, it has all of those nooks and crannies. I say the brain looks like an English muffin, all those nooks and crannies in it. And it has little creases and crevices in the brain. And so what I do is I remove her brain just for a couple seconds, spread it out like I'm rolling out sugar cookie dough, and irrigate all the mold spores that hide in those little nooks and crannies in the brain. It's wild. I can see those years after somebody is exposed. I believe this is a mold issue. And
Okay.
there's a guy in San Diego, and he's written a book. His name's Dr. Neil Nathan, Nathan, Dr. Neil Nathan. You probably want to get a hold of that book, and you may want to take her down there to see him. But I get that
Okay.
this is a mold exposure thing. Also, does she complain about stomach aches or anything, or gas or bloating or itchy rear end or any of that?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Because usually there'll be a yeast issue when there's mold exposure too. So, has she been on antibiotics?
Never.
Wow. You are the mother of the year, girl. Okay. I think it's a mold exposure thing. One other suggestion, Pamela, my latest children's book, The 2-Minute Rule for Truth. It's Angel Messages for Kids, Angel Messages for Truth, the 2-Minute Rule. You probably want to get a hold of one of those and you can read it to her. Even though it may be a little elementary, the illustrations are darling and she'll get a kick out of those. But basically teach her that when she feels badly, that it's always based in fear. And all she has to do is ask, is this going to hurt me in the next 2 minutes? And if the answer is yes, change the conditions, get out of the road before the truck runs her over. But if the answer is no, that's a false fear. And that's what that children's book is about. It's short and sweet and to the point, but it's an amazing problem solving technique. And little children get this stuff. So the other thing is when we're in fear, we go into fight or flight. We lose clarity. Our brain doesn't work right because the blood's drained down from our brain, go into our extremities and our heart so we can run fast and get away from whatever the threat is. But most threats are limiting beliefs that are false based in irrational fears. So I would check into the mold stuff with her and I would get a copy of Angel Messages for Truth. You can get it on my website, askjulieryan.com. You can get it on Amazon. It's pretty much anywhere books are sold. So I would get that for her as well. It's a children's version.
Okay. Thank you
I
so
hope that
much. I really
helps.
appreciate
You are most welcome. Thanks for calling. Hi there.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, sir?
Doing okay.
Terrific. What's your name?
I'm Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. Where are you calling in from?
Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Oh, terrific. Well, good. How are things up there? Is it springtime yet?
Finally, yes. It was a long winter.
I know. You guys got slammed with snow this year, didn't you?
Yeah, late snow as well.
I know. I have a friend in Minneapolis, and I was talking to her one day. I was on a walk, Jeff, and I had shorts and a t-shirt on, and they had like 4 feet of snow or something crazy. I said, "Get on a plane, come down now, fast!" Oh gosh. So, well, good. I'm glad spring has sprung up there. Got a question for me?
I do. Is a health question for my son, who's 25, and he's been struggling for a couple months now. He's missed almost a month of work,
Oh
and
no.
he's been in the ER a few times. He's had constant nausea, terrible headaches, and we cannot get an answer at all. And I was hoping you could do a scan and see what you see.
Yeah, absolutely. What's his name, Jeff?
Kevin.
Kevin. All right. Does he know we're going to talk about him tonight?
He does.
Okay, good. Good job setting that up, Dad. All right, here we go. Here goes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading up to you in Oshkosh, and then I'll go from you to Kevin. Okay, got you. Got Kevin. Kevin, I'm talking to your dad. I know it's fine. Okay, good. So I'm shooting energy into him. He's got some kind of a parasite, it looks like to me. Was he in Mexico or some third world vacation spot recently?
No,
But your dog.
my daughter was.
Okay.
And then we were just talking today. We were wondering if it was a parasite.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it. Remember back in science class when we were in school, maybe grade school, maybe high school, and we'd look at pond water, under a microscope, and you see all those little squiggly wormy things in there in the water. And I remember thinking, "Oh my goodness, we're never drinking that stuff. Holy Moses!" But that's what parasites look like to me. And so what I'm doing, I have a hologram of him in my mind's eye, and I love doing parasite cleanses because it makes me feel like Princess Leia with a lightsaber. So I've got a laser beam, and it's going back and forth. You know when you spray paint something and you go back and forth or paint with a brush, you go back and forth to fill it in. That's what I'm doing on the front of his body. And then I've turned him around, Jeff, and I'm doing the same thing on the back. And the thing that's so funny about this is it eradicates the insides of the parasites, but then the capsules are left. They just look like like a capsule that you'd take with vitamins in it, maybe a vitamin C capsule, where it's got the powder in it, but the capsule's just clear. And then all the capsules get sucked out the top of his head. So that's what just happened. So I've got that going. I'm shooting energy into him. He looks dehydrated. He looks wilting. I'm shooting some energy into him just to help him feel better with that. Ivermectin is an anti-parasite, that medicine that got crucified during COVID that's been used forever on billions of people. So you may want to get a hold of some ivermectin and talk to your doctor about that and do an anti-parasitic with him. He will recover from this. Just be sure he stays hydrated. That's the most important
he's been in the
thing.
ER a few times for fluids because he's so dehydrated. He hasn't been able to eat at all because he's constantly nauseous.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And, his sister was in Mexico and she wasn't feeling well either. Can we do a 2 for 1?
Sure. Yeah. What's her name?
Bailey.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to connect from you to Miss Bailey. Okay. Got her. Bailey, I'm talking to your dad. Is it okay if I scan you? Sure. Well, good job. Two for here. All right. And same thing. I get to play Princess Leia twice in one call. So going back and forth with my laser beam, turning her around, the hologram, that's her in my mind's eye going back and forth. Okay, all the carcasses get sucked out at the top of her head. So yeah, this is parasite stuff. That's what's going on.
Okay. Do you see
based on
anything
what I'm
with
seeing.
her heart?
You know what? Let me take another caller. That'd be another
Sure.
call sometime.
Yep. Absolutely.
The one thing I will
Totally
say,
understand.
Though, Jeff, is look up Dr. Maria Amasanti, and it's Dr. Here's her website, DrAmasanti. She's Oxford educated. She's a general practitioner. She's functional medicine, and she's a graduate of my class. So she does energy medicine. She can help your kids get well. I would do a consult with her. She works with people all over the world via Zoom. So dramasanti.com. And I believe Dr. Maria can help you. Plus, you'll love her. She's a doll. Yeah. I hope the kids feel better. Thanks for calling. We do this show every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. We don't have a call-in number anymore because we've got a dedicated domain. How about that? We're getting fancy on you. AskJulieRyanShow.com. AskJulieRyanShow.com. So if you want to be on the show, we'd love to have you. You got to be on camera, which I think makes it way more fun. At least it is for me so far. So still shows distributed anywhere you listen to podcasts, on Alexa and on YouTube. All the information is available at AskJulieRyan.com. You can also subscribe and leave a review, and then you might be the June winner for a free session with me, which is always a blast. It's so much fun to get to talk to you, and I love when I get you for a whole hour. What else? All my social media is Ask Julie Ryan, and we'll always put a note the day of the show, and it'll now say, hey, AskJulieRyanShow.com. So it's easy to remember. You can call in from your phone, from your laptop, from your desktop, from your what else? Your tablets, whatever. So we're trying to make it really easy. Let's see, what else do I need to tell you? Sign up for my weekly newsletter. That's a question somebody has submitted online. You can also schedule an appointment with me at AskJulieRyan.com. And I'm booked out a little bit, but get on my calendar. I had 3 people canceled today for appointments in the next 3 or 4 days. And people that were scheduled out several months in advance are getting in within a day or so. So AskJulieRyan.com, get on my calendar, check the reschedule button on your confirmation email, and you'll be able to see that. Training, we've got Angels and Enlightenment training online. You can take that anytime. It's self-paced. And then, of course, the big angelic attendant training we're doing in Atlanta, November 3rd through the 5th. Come join us. It's going to be a blast. I can't even imagine we may blow the roof off of the hotel because the energy is going to be so high. It's so high on the Zoom. I can't even imagine how it's going to be when we're all together. So looking forward to that, November 3rd through 5th. We have several people that have signed up already. So that's filling up. You want to do that. All righty, let's go to the question this week. It's from Sophia. And Sophia lives in Raleigh, North Carolina. And she says, hi, Julie. Thank you for this space to ask about my current body fatigue and pain. What can I do to heal myself and feel energetic, youthful, vital, whole, pain-free, joyful, have a luscious head of hair, and express my beauty again? A lot of requests there in that, Sophia. She goes on to say, since my husband's passing in 2019, I've taken on a lot of things that were not my choice and have felt anxious, overwhelmed, and put upon by them. I just want to feel even more alive and joyful than I did before his transition. Please give me guidance. Thank you so very much, Sophia. And here's my response. Hi, Sophia. My sincere condolences on the passing of your husband. All thoughts and emotions that feel bad are based in fear. Anger, grief, jealousy, boredom, actual fear, etc., are all great examples of this concept. Now, it's important to remember that humans are hardwired for fear. Pamela, I hope you're still on and listening because this applies to you and your baby girl. Fear is what keeps us alive. The only challenge is our bodies don't know the difference between something that will actually harm us and something that's just a stressful situation. Whenever we feel fear, our bodies go into fight or flight, release cortisol and other stress hormones, and lose clarity. These chemicals also create inflammation, the root cause of any type of pain. So, the next time you feel bad, just ask yourself the following question. Will this kill me in the next 2 minutes? It'll be a yes or no answer. If the answer is yes, that'll be a rational or a real fear. Change the conditions before you're hurt or even killed. Get out of the road before the truck runs you over. That's what I always say. If, however, the answer is no, and it will be 99% of the time, you know your emotions are based in an irrational fear, and it's false. You're just using your imagination to envision something you don't want. So implement the 2-minute rule and make it a habit. It'll decrease your anxiety and stress levels and will help you live a life of abundance and joy. For more information about and examples of this technique, please check out my new book, The 2-Minute Rule, The Key to an Amazing Life. So that's the grown-up book. That's the grown-up version of the 2-minute rule. And the kids book, as I mentioned to Pamela, our first caller, is Angel Messages for Truth, the 2-minute rule. Did you notice the difference in those two techniques? For grown-ups, for adults, is this going to kill me in the next 2 minutes? For kids, is this going to hurt me in the next 2 minutes? Because kill me is a little dramatic for children, I thought. So I switched it, and it's, will this hurt me? I have it as a habit. At this stage of the game, if I have a thought that feels badly, I am immediately in the 2-minute rule. Is this going to kill me in the next 2 minutes? And a lot of the time I laugh because I'll say, oh, for goodness sakes, no, if I'm running late for a meeting, it's not going to kill me in 2 minutes. So that's how that goes. So thanks, Sophia. Appreciate you submitting that question. If any of you want to submit a question, just askjulieryan.com. Click on the Ask Julie button and submit your question. It may be chosen to be on the show and get answered. All righty, let's go to another caller. Hi.
Oh my
Hi.
God. I cannot
Hi.
believe this. Hey.
Hi, girl. Hi, girl. What's your name?
Carmelita, all the way from Raymond, Mississippi. I wasn't thinking like I was going to get called. I was like, okay, well, I'll just listen. That is so cool.
Yeah. Well, you got a question for me?
Yeah, so I have a health question. So I have this little, and I don't know if you can see it, it's this little spot on my eye. And it came maybe about 2 years, maybe about 2 years ago, like a little, it started out like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's maybe if I say like a bubble under it, like 3 tiny little bubbles under it. It doesn't cause me any problem. It doesn't hurt, but I just want it to go away. And I don't want it to be something that's, I need to be worried about.
Is it on your actual eyeball, Carmelita?
No, it's on the skin, like the lid, like the skin. Yeah,
Okay.
like almost if you lanced it, maybe something, but I don't feel like it would. Nothing
Is
would
it
come
like
out.
a
Like
little?
it's not.
Is it like a little white looks like a little white little pimple almost, like something's underneath the skin?
No, not really. Honestly, I have moles. I have a lot of moles on my body. So it almost could be a mold, but it doesn't have the dark color.
Okay.
And like
Is
I
it
said, it
just,
doesn't cause me.
what color is it?
The color of my skin.
Okay. It's the color of your skin. All right. They're little,
Yes.
I'm trying to remember, I'm trying to remember what they're called. They're like cilia or something like that. And it's if they lance it, they can get it out. It's kind of like a little pore that's got some little junk in it. And it's not infected, but it gets kind of hard. I've gotten those as well. And
Okay.
and so, yeah, it's tough when it's in your eye, though, or when it's around your eye. I mean, you want to be careful with that, certainly. So what I'm doing is I'm watching it get lanced. And then have you ever seen one of those devices when I've gotten facials before? They're like zit poppers. They're this metal. Yeah, they've got a like a pin on the end of it or like a little blade, and they'll lance a zit or something, and then they've got this little hole on the end, and they'll put it over the zit, and then it brings up whatever's inside. I just call them zit poppers. And so that's what you need. I would find somebody who can do a facial for you, because that's what I'm watching happen, an energetic procedure that's using a zit popper.
Cool.
I can honestly say in all of the tens of thousands of medical scans and healings I've done, I've never seen an energetic zit popper before, but what the heck? So I'm watching that happen. And I think that it's not, it's kind of on the inside of your eye, like If you put your finger on it, you could feel your eyeball on the base of your finger is what I'm seeing. It's not on the eyelid itself. It's kind of in
Yes.
that little
No.
fatty area. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's what I'm seeing. And a lot of that too, those things are caused by a high fat diet of unhealthy fat. So you might want to try staying away from seed oils and stuff like that and just eat healthy fat like grass-fed butter, olive oil, coconut oil, things like that. Because any kind of seed oils and the oils like canola oil that they fry stuff in, those are bad news. And those cause those little, I want to say they're called cilias or something like that. So, yeah.
Okay.
So if you can avoid
Thank you.
those kinds of bad oils, then I think it's going to help a lot too. So find a good facialist.
Yeah.
And before you go in, ask them
Okay.
if they do extractions. Ask them if they do
Okay.
extractions. And then go
Okay.
see them and they'll get them out for you. Thanks for
All
calling.
right. Thank you. All right.
Bye, Carmelita. And we got another caller. Hi. You're in the shadows. I can't see your face.
Hi, Julie.
Can you come
I know.
into the light?
That helps?
There you
Yay.
go. Perfect. Hi. How are ya?
Hi, Julie. I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you. Please tell everybody your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Karen, and I'm calling from Oaxaca in Mexico.
I knew that, but I wanted everybody else to know that. So, how are you, girl?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. There's been a lot going on.
Wonderful.
But good.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us on our maiden video voyage tonight. You got a question for me?
Yeah, so I was wondering if you could connect to a friend of mine who passed away recently and suddenly. She lived here as well, but she was from the States. And yeah, she suffered a brain rupture aneurysm. And she was in ICU for 2 weeks. And yeah, so it was just a lot and a lot going on.
I am so sorry to hear about that. What's her name, Karen?
Her name's Jade.
Jade. Okay. She's standing right next to you on your right. Did you have a question for her?
Yeah, I just wanted to know kind of, was she in pain? Was she scared? Is she okay?
She's that before you even asked that question, she was saying, tell her I didn't suffer at all. I wasn't in any pain. Her spirit was out of her body and was watching everything going on. So she's saying she didn't suffer at all and she was not in any pain. Did they have her on a ventilator? Did they remove her from a vent?
She never came off the ventilator. She wasn't strong enough, but they did take out the ventilator and did the trach to give her more comfort. But yeah, they never actually got a chance to take her off fully.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's so hard. She's saying that even when they were doing all of that to make her more comfortable, her spirit was already out of her body. You know how it hangs onto the top of the head in a cartoon caption bubble or a speech bubble. So she's saying she didn't have any suffering with any of it, even though it looked like she was. The brain was not registering it. So that was a blessing. Did her family make it down before they took her off the vent?
Her family did make it down, yeah.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. She was waiting for her family.
Yeah.
Did you get to see her?
I did, yeah. I was in the hospital and spent some time with her as well. And that was something else, but was she aware that we were there? Could she hear us, or was
Absolutely.
she kind of already?
No, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And she could see all of her deceased loved ones that were there as well. And she could see the angels. You may want to consider giving my book, Angelic Attendants, to her family because it's very common funeral gift. And it's very common that people will give it as a gift when they have a loved one who's dying, and it helps them get through it. So you may want to give them a copy, and it'll bring them some peace and comfort, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing. And did she know what was happening? Because I don't know. I think we all have a time, and I don't know if there was anything that could have been done differently. Just for some reason, this was her time.
This was her exit point that she decided. I don't believe that we come in with exit points that are already written in the stars. I believe that we choose them based on what's going on in our life, and that's all part of the free will thing. But she is, yes, she was there. She was talking, Karen, about how when she went through the vortex, when her spirit separated from her body and she went through the vortex, she was saying that it was really interesting because it was like shards of stained glass. She said it wasn't glass, but it was almost like if you took a stained glass window and you broke it into a million pieces, all those colors were spinning as she was going through the vortex to separate from her body. She said it was just magnificent. Her word, magnificent. She said it was the most magnificent scene she's ever witnessed. And of course, the angels then escorted her to heaven on either side of her. But I've only heard one other person tell me about that they witnessed that. And they said that it was just these little particles of colored light. I've never heard it described like shards of glass out of a bunch of stained glass windows, but that would make sense, as a great example or a great analogy. So what a wonderful thing for you to hold on to, and please tell her family that.
Yeah, I will. And does she have any messages, or any messages for us, or any ways we can honor her? Or
she's around you guys all the time. She's around you. She appreciates you being there. She said you really comforted her family. And I don't know if you spent a lot of time with them, but she's asking you to stay in touch with her family. Where are they from in the States?
Philadelphia.
Okay.
And her sister
Are you still in touch with them? Her sister lives where?
We're still in Spain.
Okay. All right. Yeah. She wants you to stay in touch with her family, especially her mother. And she believes that you can really help comfort her. So good luck with all of that.
Thanks.
I'm so sorry. And you know how to talk to her. You just say something to her and she's going to answer you. It's going to come in instantly like a thought in your head. So you know how to do this. Everybody that's watching and listening, I've been on Karen's show. Tell everybody about your show real fast before I let you go.
Yeah. So, I have a podcast called Curiosity and Consciousness. And Julie, you've joined me 2 times now, most recently, again, for a cancer series that I'm doing. So, really appreciate it. Always love connecting. And anyone can find the podcast in all platforms, Curiosity and Consciousness.
All righty. Thanks for calling. Sending you a big hug.
Thanks. Lots of love.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You too. And we'll get another caller on here. See who's next. Hi.
Oh,
is it Rina? Hi, Rina.
I am. Yes, Julie. I had this
There it is.
spot. I thought it was a freckle. It's been there for about 3 years, but now it's a little bit bigger and different. So I had a biopsy, and they said it was a stem cell carcinoma.
Okay.
So the options are surgery or to remove it, MOSH technique.
Right. Mohs,
thank you. Or radiation. So it's I have to, what do you suggest, or can you get rid of it?
Yeah. We'll work on it. I'm not going to get rid of it. You're going to get rid of it, girl. Because everybody heals themselves. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I can. Okay. So tell everybody where you're located. Where are you located, Rina?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis. All right. From where the king is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's okay. So what I've done is I've connected into you energetically, Rina, and I've scooped out that area, like what they're going to do with the Mohs procedure. They keep taking layers till they get what they call clean margins. So I'm going to do that, or I'm not gonna, I am doing that. Spirit working through me and with me to facilitate healing for you, doing that. And then stem cell energies going in. And stem cell energy is a light amber color gel, has sparkles on it, reminds me of Dippity Doo hair gel. You may remember Dippity Doo when we were kids, and you look like you're about my age, mid 60s, right? That's what I am, anyways. 64. What?
75.
No way. You look amazing, girl. Wow. I want your secret. Good for you. All right. So you really remember Dippity Doo because that was out when I was little. So you're older than I am. So anyways, stem cell energy going in. There's a vortex spinning outside of the area that's getting healed, and that's gonna regenerate the skin. Let's go and do a DNA healing. And so what I'm watching is 3 strands of DNA have come out of an X chromosome. And strands of DNA, Rina, look like laser beams. They look like pieces of paper you see inside a fortune cookie with a fortune written on it. And they're comprised of 4 nucleic acids, are represented by 4 letters, ATCG. One strand can have 100,000 letters, can have 1 billion letters. I'm watching them all get resequenced. So what we're doing is we're correcting the mutation in your DNA. You're going to be just fine. What are you leaning towards as far as a healing? For what kind of methodology of the doctors that have, given you the choices? Which choice are you leaning towards? Mohs. Yeah.
Mohs. Well, I can't remember that. I just don't think I want to know it,
Yeah. You're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine.
Procedure? I think it's not in my brain, is it?
No, it's skin. It's just skin. Yeah. So, so let's ask this way, and you can do this yourself. Just ask, is it in my best interest to, and you finish the sentence. So is it in Rina's best interest to have the Mohs procedure done on the growth on her face? I get a yes before the question's asked all the way. So you can ask that yourself for all of your options and see which one feels the best. It's going to be that first answer that comes into your head as fast as you can snap your fingers, Rina. And sometimes you'll get an answer like I did with this Mohs procedure. You'll get an answer that will come in even sooner than you've thought out even before you've thought out all the thoughts. So, yeah, you're going to be fine.
Really? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling. And thanks for being a video girl, because it helps that I could see it in my mind's eye, but I love seeing it in the video. So thanks so much. All righty. Let us know how you do. Okay.
It's going to be great. Thank you.
All righty. Thanks, Rina. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Let's see who's next.
Oh, please, Julie, please. Oh, hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Are you Cindy?
Thank you for taking me. Yes, I am. Hi, how are you?
Where are you, girl?
Thank you
I'm
so
great.
much.
Where are you?
I'm in Maryland.
Well, wonderful. Has spring sprung in Maryland?
Yes. It's still cold, but all the jonquils are up and it's looking beautiful.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thanks for calling in this evening. You got a question for me?
I do. It's about my dog, Charlie. He lost the use of his legs a couple months ago. And I don't know if I should. It's a very expensive just to find out if he will ever even use his legs. And it's just not something that I can afford to do. And I just want to know if you could ask Charlie if I should let him go or what's the best for him, or you could take a look at him and see.
Okay. What kind of dog is Charlie, Cindy?
He's a little dachshund. Can you see him?
Oh, dachshund. He looks like a Benji dog.
Yeah, I know, but he's a long-haired, silky dachshund. I have him and his brother. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
We love him a lot.
I can tell. How young is he? How young is he?
He's 9. We got him when he was 6, and we adopted him and his brother. They were a bonded pair. So it's also going to be hard on Mac if we lose Charlie.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. I'm going to connect into you, Cindy, and from you, I'm going to go to Charlie, and then we'll see what's going on. All of a sudden, his legs just stopped working.
His back legs stopped working, and he was like dragging himself in circles, and we took him to the vet, and they tried anti-inflammatories, but they're talking that he needs to see a neurologist, and you're talking thousands of dollars for that, and we can't do that.
Right. Okay. So I'm getting him on my radar. I'm connected into you, and from you to Charlie.
Thank you.
Did they do an X-ray?
They said X-rays wouldn't have helped.
Okay, because I'm seeing I'm seeing a tumor. Is what I'm seeing. I am.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I get that it's malignant as well. So what I'm doing is spirit working through me and with me. I'm watching it get encapsulated, Cindy, and get removed. And then what we're going to do is we're going to roto-rooter his neurological system, see if we can fire it back up. So imagine his neurological system looks like a bunch of tubing. And imagine that there are a bunch of little corkscrews inside the tubing. Think of aquarium tubing, all right, as an example. You know, all these symbols that I get in my head from spirit as far as they're metaphors, they're symbolic for the healings that I'm watching. And I heard a neuroscientist recently tell me that she said, well, the reason you get symbols is because then that language bypasses the conscious mind and goes into the subconscious. So if it's a healing on us, it's going to integrate into our body better. The reason why I'm describing it to you is you're my helper to help him heal. So imagine a bunch of little corkscrews going through these little tunnels that make up his neurological system, and they're morcellating any kind of debris that's in there. I'll see dead cells and other debris in tubes that represent the neurological system when they're injured. So I get that there's been pressure on them for a while. And then it was just I was like, okay, enough already. So can Charlie heal from this? I get unlikely at the moment, but what I'm seeing is, they have those little carts that you can put his rear end in and he can walk, and they have wheels. Good. Yeah.
We just bought one. Is he in pain? Is he having a lot of pain or?
No.
No pain?
No pain. He's saying it just feels like it feels like that part of his body's not attached. It's just numb.
Where is the tumor at? Is it on his spine, or is it or his back, or where?
It's on the top. It's on where those nerves. It's like there's a bundle of nerves, and I removed it, and it's not worth him going through all the procedures to do that. But he's not ready to go. If you got him that little scooter thing, I think he's going to be around for a while. Yeah. Does he seem happy?
Yeah, he's once he got off the steroids and stuff, he's like still sassy, and you know what I mean? And he's back to being Charlie. He was just not himself. But now, I mean, has some really good days. So
is he eating?
Around for me. He's eating, he's going to the bathroom, he's doing all the things, and So he's not okay. If he's not in pain, I'm happy. Thank you so much, Julie.
You
You
are
don't know
so
how much I
welcome.
prayed that you would take me tonight. Thank you so much. Bless you.
Oh,
Thanks.
bless you too. I hope he feels better. I think he's going to be around for a while. He's just going to have that little cart thing that'll help him,
Okay.
help him.
Okay. We can do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so
All
much.
righty. You bet. Bye. Mwah.
Bless you.
All righty. Let's go to another caller. Hi, MP. Hi. Hi. How are
I
you?
can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay. My name's Mary Pat, MP. I'm from Devon, Pennsylvania. And my question is, my daughter, Allison, who you've spoken to a couple times, has tried to get pregnant. And she has had miscarriages a year ago. And they determined through a fertility doctor that she does not have any more viable eggs. And so she's now, her choices now are to either do IVF with her own eggs, which she has about a 5% chance of success there, or egg donation. And she would like me to ask you if she would be able to get pregnant with an egg donation, either a known donor or through a donor bank in the next year.
Okay. Well, let's work on her and use stem cell energy to generate some more eggs for her. How about that idea? And then we can do that. And I get that it's in her best interest to go the IVF route. So what I'm watching is I'm watching stem cell energy. I'm connecting into you, Mary Pat, and from you to Allison. So got her on my radar. Stem cell energy, light amber colored gel, sparkles in it, reminds me of Dippity Doo. You heard me talk about that before. And so imagine that eggs in the ovaries look to me like blonde caviar. And so what I'm watching is stem cell energy regenerate more eggs. It's doing it on the left ovary first, and then we're going to do it on the right ovary too. I believe that they'll be able to harvest some, and I believe that she'll be able to get pregnant with her own eggs. I would give that a whirl. If that doesn't work, then do a donor. But I'm watching a healing where she's got more eggs coming in. And there are several women with whom I've worked where we've done this healing, Mary Pat, and they've gotten pregnant and they have babies. So she's going to do it herself. She heals herself, but I think she's got a good shot of using her own eggs. So I hope that helps.
Okay, well, like I said, I can't hear what you're saying, but I'm hoping to listen to the recording later to be able to hear what you said, and I hope it was hopeful for her.
Yep.
Yep. It looks like it is. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
You
All right,
bet. Thanks
care.
for calling.
Have a beautiful night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody, that's it. Thanks for calling in, for everybody that called in. For those of you that are listening, call in so I can see your cute face. This was really fun. So sending you lots of love from Sweet Home, Alabama. Mwah. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow Julie on Instagram and YouTube at Ask Julie Ryan and like her on Facebook at Ask Julie Ryan. To schedule an appointment or submit a question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.
This show is for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be medical, psychological, financial, or legal advice. Please contact a licensed professional. The Ask Julie Ryan Show, Julie Ryan and all parties involved in producing, recording, and distributing it assume no responsibility for listeners' actions based on any information heard on this or any Ask Julie Ryan shows or podcasts.